Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. By supporting me in this video again, just do me a favor, ensure you like the video. I will appreciate you so much for that like. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for that like. Now, Kenyans, there is some Gituku's senseless austerity that is sending a shockwave into William Ruto's Statehouse. According to some Gituku, he is coming out exposing William Samoei Ruto about this issue of homecoming of the CSS. The moment that William Ruto said that he wanted to cut or to reduce the budget of his government. On the same note, William Ruto had promised Kenyans that he was going to reduce the number of advisors in his government. No money was going to be allocated to the office of the First Lady, the Second Lady, Pastor Dorcas, the Third Lady, Tessie Mudavadi, and the office of the Prime Cabinet was going to be removed. So some Gituku's senseless austerity is coming at a time that we are wondering, is William Samoei Ruto moving from one village to the other in the name of development, or it is just simply pure politics? Because what I know, according to what I've also listened to some Gituku, is something that I also asked in this channel. Do you know that how much William Ruto is using to spend moving from one village to the other? Remember, William Ruto is having a convoy, government convoy, where he is the president is there, the deputy president, the CSS, the PSS, the members of parliament, all over. They are going to one location. So I want you to listen to some Gituku coming out elaborating for us how William Samoei Ruto is just wasting a lot of time and wasting a lot of Kenyan resources in the name of moving from one village to the other, taking development, and also how much is being lost in terms of the CS homecomings, and even if it is being sponsored by these individuals who are celebrating their appointment. I want you to listen to some Gituku, then we continue.
3 weeks ago, President William Ruto signed into law a supplementary appropriations bill that enabled the government to rationalize the 2024-2025 budget. This was necessitated by the rejected Finance Bill 2024 that meant, as the government indicated, that there would be a revenue shortfall of 344 billion shillings. And so several expenditure plans had to be shelved, including more than 120 billion shillings worth of development plans. As a consequence, the government faced a higher deficit of 761 billion shillings that will have to be raised through borrowing from both external and domestic sources. Now, one may be tempted to sympathize with the government in navigating the uncharted waters. But wait, over the last 1 month, the government led by the president has been on a journey of the nation, touring different parts of the country in what has become recomitor of promises that may have been made over the last 2 years. In some of those visits, the president has announced different measures taken, including change of contractors in some of the stalled projects. In the days following the rejection of the finance bill by the president, several austerity measures were announced. That government advisors were going to be reduced by half. The president stated that he would reduce the budget at the presidency, cutting the confidential vote to zero. Travel budget was to be reduced, as were hospitality, training, purchase of motor vehicles, renovations, and others. How then is it that the government is on an accelerated implementation of a travel budget? How much was cut? It is important to note that in most of the tours to Mount Kenya, Nyanza, and the coast, there were not many official events. And most of the addresses have been atop vehicles akin to campaign stopovers, which may suggest were really not official tours. And then the members of the cabinet have been going home. They call them homecoming parties. So far, the Hustlers Cabinet Secretary, Wycliffe Oparanya, has hosted the president in a thanksgiving for the recent ascendance. And on Thursday, National Treasury CS John Mbadi had a similar event, as will Energy CS Opiyo Wandayi on Friday. How much does it cost to stage a homecoming ceremony? How much are the logistics, the travel, the accommodation, the public address system, and more importantly, how much does it cost to mobilize for such events? Who pays for it? In the same week, the teaching fraternity has been on a split strike, complaining of forgotten promises. Just last week, National Treasury CS John Mbadi stated that there were no resources to convert the JSS intern teachers into permanent employees, that the government was short of some 13 billion shillings to honor the pledge, which had been repledged by the president when he signed the Supplementary Appropriations Bill on the 5th of August. That law allocated 18.7 billion shillings for the JSS teachers. There's now a new promise that the conversion will happen in January 2025. Well, there are no resources to hire JSS teachers now, but there are resources to go home. Teachers may be home, learners too may be home, and CSs are coming home too. What is the actual cost of essential services? And what is the actual cost of luxury? And when in a dilemma, faced with scarce resources in the face of competing needs, among them striking workers, what should be the sensible thing to do? Do you hire advisors to advise you? What should austerity mean? And that is my...
That is the statement of Sam Gituku yesterday during the night. You can clearly understand the direction we are going as a country if we cannot continue questioning the reality and the truth. When you look at the money being used by William Ruto just for transport logistics, you will be shocked. It is mind-boggling, and you might not believe, because these people had a deficit in their budget, about 789 billion Kenyan shillings, almost 1 trillion in their budget. And so this forced them to go and have loans to cover up this deficit of 789 billion Kenyan shillings. But in a matter of fact, these monies is being used not in accordance to what we expect. You just imagine all this transport logistics that William Ruto is having, moving from one village to the other, can rescue somewhere else. We are having a leadership that when he is doing something, he wants to legitimize and make people understand that he is the one who brought this development, not with the people's money, but his money. So something that I usually don't have any appreciation is that I should not bow before a member of parliament or a president to say that, oh, thank you for this development. It is not a favor. It is a requirement, as it is stipulated in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, that all Kenyans deserve development, be it Mount Kenya, Nyanza, Western, Ukambani, and Coastal. We need development. And this development in a letter with our money raised through revenue collection and also loans mobilized outside the country, international and also local loans. But remember, when this is being done, we are being portrayed as people whom these members of parliament or president is doing a favor for us. It is not a favor. It is a must that we must have good roads, hospitals, and again, schools. We have a right for education. And several other things like housing, you know. And so sometimes I see William Ruto saying that he's building houses. Seems like it is a favor. It is not a favor. Remember, it is stipulated in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya that a leader must also consider such kind of issues. But we as Kenyans, we usually portray it like it is a favor. It is not a favor. Development coming from Kenya Kwanza government is not a favor. You vote for him or not, you deserve to have development. And that is the prosperity we need, you know. So this issue whereby I never voted for William Ruto, so I don't deserve development. It doesn't make sense. Let us be a country whereby, look at US, we have a Democrat and Republican. When Democrat is a president, they work for all. They usually don't work for Republican alone. If the Democrat got, the same thing is being done. So I think the country must mature up. And the president must not waste a lot of time. I've seen US doing their own things. You know, I've never seen Joe Biden moving around the country in the name of development but campaigning. I think this must be stopped. This must be stopped going forward. And the country needs good results. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye-bye till you meet in another video.